Hey everybody, welcome back to the final portion of today's episode of Play to Find Out Magic Dance. We are in the midst of downtime actions, and we have both of Susha's and one of Ophi's left. So, who has like the who wants to do theirs?
Let's do mine. You
Okay.
see my character like out in Astro's place of the way, and then he hits like I guess a sea of water and starts swimming. He starts swimming a lot, but you can look up above him. You can see kind of like I guess a terrain of grass and like fireflies kind of thing. And then in the distance, he probably see like the idea of what he visioned what his goddess looks like.
Hmm.
And then it just shatters because it's not a realization of what she actually is. This go on for like I don't know, probably a couple hours of dreamscape, dreaming stuff, and then he come across the creature he probably saw that morning.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those like don't know how to respond to you kind of thing, and it just keeps going for that for another couple hours, and then eventually snaps back to reality. And that's pretty much his dream sequence. I'm not trying to make it too deep, but it's like I guess it's kind of like Inception, but in space.
Cool.
I don't know.
Awesome.
That's why I'm feeling it.
Awesome. Are you using that to train, or was that just like
That's
a
kind
thing?
of like a training and like what happened. Pretty much that's his resolve going up in his training his special abilities.
Oh, okay. Cool. Awesome.
Pretty much instead of just surfing the net again, basically it's like understanding of reality of itself. And he's taking up so much data information. That's why he's having nosebleeds and airbleeds.
Yeah. Cool. You're just like opening your mind up to the way and just letting it all flow in and trying to parse through it, and yeah, awesome.
Because my next advancement is going to be multiple languages, and it's probably one step the reason why I know so many languages from being dipped in the way.
Sweet. Cool. Yeah. I like it.
And he's surprisingly a lot quieter when he comes back. He's holding his goddess, holy symbol a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Bishop
Cool.
is just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Bishop's gone. He's hoarded up.
I'm making
not judging you.
gentle, consensual, hot, naked love to an alien. It's okay.
I might say I'm not judging you, but it's all right. There's a difference. Like, yeah, do you? But...
Awesome. Ophi, how about you? How about your last action?
So I think my last action is going to be gather information about this job that Bishop scored.
When you show up and find out that we're attacking a dreadnought, what do you do?
The money. Just think about the money, Ophi. It's good money. Yeah, let me know more. I want to know more about this dreadnought. I mean,
Sure.
like how I mean, we're gonna need to get close to it. I'm probably gonna have to hack some stuff. Like, I want to know.
Oh no, we literally just put Flora in a torpedo tube and just shoot her at it. She'll figure it out.
No, can Flora breathe in space? That's my question.
I don't think that's a Kai thing.
Think so.
Kai can like
I
change
see
their
her
gender.
just getting launched in a spacesuit with like a blowtorch like thing, just to open up the hole to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But, do y'all want me to do research? Because I got
So
that's my thing.
Well, you can help me, but
Mhm.
this is something that I'm doing myself as
Oh,
my
how about this?
downtime action.
Oh, this is your downtime action. I can.
Yeah.
I burn one stress to aid her. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. After I come out of the shower of coldness.
Is this
Oh wait, so it's a downtime action, so you don't have to burn stress at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just
you can
the
help me
yeah.
for free. You don't have to
Okay,
spend
cool.
stress to do it.
So base information of it is the name of the dreadnought is the esteemed regalia. It's like one of House Malclaith's House Malclaith itself is like decently big back in like the core worlds, and then out here it's the current head of House Malclaith, the current governor person, who's like a little bit of a outcast from the family. So he has like a couple things and like enough a little bit, and like this is like one of the big hegemonic ships that he has. It's basically going on like parades slash patrols slash whatever other hidden reasons they have for sending this giant dreadnought through the sector.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like going, or like it's all of this is like fairly easily found like news stories about it. And then yeah, if you want to dig in more, for your to gather information on it, totally.
What is the rule for gather information again?
Believe it's just
or a fortune roll.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if it's a. I'm trying to see if it's a.
Well,
action
depends on how you're
roll.
trying to get it.
I think it's I believe it's an action roll.
Okay, which means that it's going to depend on how I'm trying to get it.
Yeah, yeah.
Which means that I'm. Oh God, I'm not good at that either. Here's what I'm good at: skulking. Is there a way that like? Is there? Who is this a dreadnought of again?
It's the hegemon. It's like one for House Malclaith, who owns the Procyon Sector.
Gotcha. So, is there a place in this system where I could potentially overhear a conversation about that dreadnought, like a House Malclaith stronghold or something like that?
Yeah, there's a because they're on this like truck stop-ish sort of station right now, so like there could totally be like some hegemon ships or whatever refueling, and their people are out for like shore leave or whatever. Actually, yeah, let's say like there's a couple like of the 51st Legion ships who are basically they're basically sector army / police force for the hegemon. I'd say that yeah, there's a couple of their ships, and like some of their soldiers are out like on leave or whatever, and you could totally like skulk around and try to pick something up from like their banter.
Yeah, I want to follow them, like, or like find where some are, like eating or drinking or something, and just like hang out in an air duct nearby or whatever. I'm looking for them to maybe talk about this dreadnought. Like, I feel like it doesn't always hang out here. Or, that it might be a piece of gossip, current events.
Yeah, totally.
Especially with us targeting it, then, I don't think I've talked directly to Bishop, like, since we got this. It's just that brief exchange of text messages, basically. And like I get here and I like ask Vi or something about like who the target actually is. So I think that she would have a pretty good this might also tell us like why they're being targeted, like more details into that.
Sure.
I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not, but yeah, that's basically what I'm looking at. I'm just trying to get some information about this warship, and I want to be skulking around the, following some of the agents.
Yeah. You like follow some of these soldiers around as they're like, they're like bar hopping / hitting up like a restaurant or whatever, like going they're just hitting up all these places on the station. You can just like follow them around through their day.
Great.
Coolio.
So I'm not going to change it to a thing. I'm just going to roll it as risky standard, even though we know that it's just regular. And oh my god, that's bad.
Yeah.
It's good news. This is a fortune roll. So.
So what question? What question would you like to ask, and then we can figure out how much you learned.
No one heard that joke. You earned a lot of butt kiss, kid.
Boo, get off the stage.
What might I suspect about this? What can I prove? What might I suspect already about this target, and what will like they back up by me overhearing it?
Has Bishop made it known that like it's the Starless Veil that are doing this job, or did you just kind of like?
I wasn't gonna tell her.
Would Vi tell me?
Okay, I wasn't gonna tell it. I wasn't gonna tell anyone over a comm network.
Right.
That's stupid.
Okay.
Sure.
Does
Vi know?
Probably.
Probably.
Would Vi tell me?
I would have left Vi instructions to be like, don't tell anyone in anything that's not a completely secure facility, like completely secure room. If that makes
Okay,
sense.
sure. So yeah, I think so. Vi does tell you, but Vi definitely follows that and like makes sure like you're like you guys go into like a separate room on the ship, and Vi like goes to like lengths to like make sure it's like okay, nobody could be checking up on us or anything, and yeah, like kind of gives you some of the details about it. So what you can suspect is, well, it's the Starless Veil having you guys hit a dreadnought of the hegemony, which would be like the FBI hiring someone to break into Air Force One, which is a thing. Like why? Like they're like asking you to hit something of their own.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. So you might.
Bishop has a
Are
theory.
we killing people or just breaking?
The job is to basically infect their computer systems with this virus thing.
So we just put on our stormtrooper gear, and we go in. We put Flora in some handcuffs. Just like let her out. And she's loose, and then we save the princess, and that's our movie right there.
There it is.
I can create a distraction without killing people. Flora loves distractions. I won't kill anybody though. Rubble might. But I will.
So you might suspect there's something weird going on there. And then I think they might. I don't know if I think
Bishop has a theory. Bishop has a theory.
I won't find out about your theory until
I don't know if they verify that at all. I think you might get like, I think you suspect that, and then what you get verified is once they get a little drunker, they do go off a little bit on how like some pieces of the hegemon aren't getting along with each other. Like they complain about like having to guard the like an engineering a team from the Guild of Engineers, when it's like, well, those guys are just doing their own thing. We still got to protect them. What the hell are they even doing? Like just that kind of stuff. Like people complaining about their bosses because they're not around kind of talk.
Of course. And
like, yeah, it's generally themed towards that. Like a few like or not the whole night, but like the part when like your gel perks up when they definitely start to like saying stuff like that, like specific complaints about some of the other pieces of the hegemon.
Okay.
It would probably more because you got a 3, it's not entirely specific. Yeah, like so you get there's a little disagreement.
I think that might be a thing. Okay. And I've got some corroborating evidence, but it's not for sure.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, they don't notice you at all. Like there's no failure in like them like seeing you and being like, "What are you doing?" or whatever. It's just you follow them, and eventually they like go back to their like a couple of them like go to a brothel, come from like are going back to the ship to just sleep, and like it's like okay, the night's basically over, and you can head back to your ship.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, I'll head back, and then I guess we're waiting for Bishop to get back, and we're ready to rock and roll.
Bishop arrives back at the ship. He looks up to Ophir and is like, okay, so I'm going to go out on a limb and say you talk to Vi. Why am I British? I'm going to go out on a limb and say you talk to Vi.
That's correct.
Okay.
We didn't little them. research on my own. It seems there is discontent within the homogeny.
I mean, the hegemony fights all the time. Everybody thinks they have different. Okay, like the thing about the hegemony is everyone there is constantly trying to rat fuck one another.
I'm not really familiar with that human expression, but I take it's fairly distasteful.
It's kind. It's like backstabbing, but in the process of backstabbing someone, you take it. It sucks. It's not fun.
I see. Alright, I will take your word for this.
Look,
Of course, in the background, like in like a duct, we see Zoinks run through, and then Vi flying in this vent, chasing after him.
Yep.
so we gotta. I have an idea.
I'd love to hear it.
Well, we have two options. We go with the good old maintenance crew approach, or we bank on the fact that we have a smaller, faster ship to do exfil and let you guys get out of there, because from what I understand, this virus we're supposed to implant is pretty fucking gnarly.
I see. No way
And-
to time release it.
Ophi, I don't want to put this thing anywhere close to any of our systems at the
Reasonable.
risk that it might get out.
Very
Like, I don't know
reasonable.
if that's possible, and I don't know if we want you, because you're the only one who knows how to hack, in a dreadnought with a hot drive trying to figure out how to set a time delay on it.
I understand.
I mean, this isn't one of those. I mean, normally I'm all for just, hand floor her flamethrower and just send her in there, but it doesn't really
This is
work against the
little bit
dreadnought.
more delicate, I think. Perhaps the two of you will listen to my advice this time.
This one looks towards Bishop. I never saw this side of you, Bishop.
Excuse me?
You're more calm?
I'm doing my job.
Usually you're angry while doing your job. Or blowing stuff
Well, that's
up
because
when
I'm
you're doing your
talking to
job.
you now, isn't it?
Please,
Bishop,
Enough.
please
Bishop
do not
looks
bite.
back to Ophi. Ophi. When I was with the runners, we would have to make hits on dangerous vehicles all the time. I might have an idea. There's usually a blind spot in most dreadnought gun patterns for small ships. If I could get us close, I could drop you guys right on, external jack into one of the computer cables, upload the virus, bing bam bosh.
That
Sound okay?
sounds dangerous.
So is going inside of a dreadnought that we're probably about to turn the life support off on.
You can look at the virus if you want to.
I don't want to fucking touch that thing.
You can look at it if you want to see what it does.
I do kind of want to know what it does.
Bishop like looks back up at the vent because he just saw Vi run back. Vi, what's the virus do?
I think like another vent like below you into like below you like to like another thing. Like you're looking up at the where you just saw them, and then like you hear like a troop as like the vent pops open and like
Little pangolin face.
yeah,
comes
little
out.
pangolin face like comes up like what?
What does the virus do?
It's a spyware.
It's a spyware.
Yeah,
It's
like
not a nuke. It's a spyware.
yeah, like if that thing touches any electronic thing, basically going to know everything it does.
Ah,
Like anything it does.
Very interesting.
so
Random question, doesn't really matter. Have any of you seen Zoinks?
I point to like the other side of like the ship, and like I feel that he will be that way if you were to track him.
How the hell did he get over there? And she like pops out of the vent and starts scurrying over there.
This
Bishop
one,
just like Zoinks just like runs out of the
Lord.
thing we use as a galley with like a carton of eggs in his mouth.
Lawrence is laughing, just like chuckling at this entire sight.
I mean,
He's like proud of Zoinks.
look, it's gonna be harder to get in than it will be to get on the outside and just plug it directly into a maintenance port.
Not necessarily. If we come in, are caught at all, they'll be on the lookout for something. But if we can infiltrate in and out without raising suspicion, then I think job done.
You're counting on a lot of things going right.
do they allow none of their species on the ship? This one wonders.
Correct me if I'm wrong, not typically, right?
Technically, in like certain circumstances, like
Look,
they wouldn't shoot one on sight, but like if one is walking around in a hegemonic uniform, they'd be like, "Wait a minute, what?"
look.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a joke for you, Ophi. A gel, an asshole, a Kai, and a clone walk into
You don't know
a
that Sush is a clone.
It's like, wait, what?
You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know that Sush is a clone. Mm-mm. You don't know that.
An asshole, a gel, a Kai, and me walk into
That's about. You see me like.
There you go.
walk into a dreadnought owned by the hegemon with a virus that we are going to implant on said computer system. Do you know how that joke ends? We all die.
This one would have to agree. And this one's not
Fine.
an asshole. I'm just
Fine.
assertive.
Well, Ophi, I know you don't have a lot of faith in me when it comes to plans. I can
don't have
fly
a lot
the.
of faith of you in general.
Excuse me? I got us
You're
this
not-
job and I pulled your sorry ass out of that stupid fucking jar. Now,
This one stays out as a splash
now
zone.
look,
Ha! Splash zone.
Right?
look. I'm doing my job. My job is to be the ship guy and to be functionally her
Oh, so
backup.
he's a douchebag. We know, Michael. We understand.
Thank you. I can fly the thrusters off this ship. Let me try to get us along the back of the thing. We can get in through the maintenance port.
This
Alright.
one wants to do some research real quick before we go. Can I burn a cred for this?
Uh,
I think it's pretty clear we're out of downtime, unfortunately.
well, if you want to make it a downtime action, you can pay cred, and then it'll just be a fortune roll to gather information. If you want to make it as part of the mission, it will be like a regular roll, and then we'll see what happens because of that.
Okay, I want to do. I guess it's a mission roll because I want to
Okay.
know about
Yeah. So then,
Kai's mentality mind because I might be able to help. Weigh mind ship like everybody that's paying attention to that area. Extra don't pay attention to that area. Get what I'm saying?
You want to divert the attention of everyone? I mean,
You want like put a false veil, like their mind, like everything's fine. Don't look this way, kind of Jedi mind trick kind of thing.
I don't know what that would be, but that doesn't feel like a downtime action to me.
are you?
Okay, that would be a mission one.
That feels like you're doing something.
Well, yeah.
I
Are
kinda
you?
wanna- I'm trying to understand their psychological because I'm like,
I will spend information to just be like, how can I get access to the maintenance port on the ship?
Sure. Well, I guess. So, are you researching how you would do that, or like what?
I basically want to have the mission be entry point, and the entry point being a like data port on the top of the ship.
Okay.
Because that makes sense that would be there, and then we do like our extra vehicular stuff. Bishop gets to fly the ship. It'll be cool.
Okay.
That
I mean,
make sense?
that's a valid plan if you guys want to do that.
That's what I'm thinking, because that sounds more compelling to me than kicking in the front door or sneaking in, and less likely to result in our deaths.
my plan is a plan. My plan is kind of like Plan B if we get caught, kind of thing. Like, I'm kind of assuming melding with your own species, same mind skank, but melding with another species, that's a whole different build part in my idea. Get what I'm saying?
I don't feel like the way is like
Not really.
psychic.
I'm
The
not
ways-
sure. Like, you know.
No, yeah, it wouldn't be a. It would no. The way is its own thing.
I feel like the
Yeah.
way is more of like a fundamental force than a like
Yeah, yeah,
biological process. If that makes any sense.
Okay.
yeah. Well, you see, it's actually monochlorians in the bloodstream.
You know what? I'm okay with that. That means I was just gonna think about the research of how do the mind of the species work to better suit myself to my thing. But if it's like, hey, we're all in one mind kind of thing, no, that's cool.
No, yeah. It wouldn't be because you're not really like going into their mind. You're like, because you're not messing. You're more messing with the way, not their mind. Kind of. So you would like it wouldn't really have to be like a.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. It wouldn't be like
So-
a. Yeah.
So I don't need to
So
make a roll for that.
just to clarify, is that like are we okay with that plan?
I like the sneak up behind them
Yeah,
when they're
sounds
not
good.
looking and then ejecting it in.
Yeah, the like fly on the outside, extra vehicular activity, all that fun stuff.
Okay.
Because,
good.
That
even
feels
though I would
really
like to
space
say,
flighty.
even though I would love to see Flora, jump into the dreadnought and Bishop, with the
The-
side
the
arms doing
biggest-
stuff.
The
But that's
biggest
way
part about this plan that Ovi insists on is that our approach is not detected. Like,
Mhm.
you may be in the blind spots where they can't fire at us, but that doesn't mean they can't see us. And if they're going to be firing at us, that means they've detected us, which means we've already fucked up.
Do we have a
Okay.
stealth drive?
You don't.
Can I use the way to do that, like stealth up?
Not really.
I mean, here's a question.
Can
Can
I
Bishop
wait
just
for-
run silently? Like pull off, do like really complicated pilot math to like fly solely based on like acceleration, like
You can
inertia?
try.
Yeah, where you just like calculate how you do a really weird crazy maneuver and then we just kind of float through space at an odd angle slowly with no power based on inertia and then perfectly just lose enough inertia as we get into position.
Yeah, and I want to do. That's the plan. That's what Bishop's gonna do.
Yeah.
We better roll. We better roll entanglements to see how well that goes.
Oh, golly.
Engagement.
Engagement.
Um.
Do we want to do that next
I-
episode?
Well, we can roll. Let's roll engagement now, just to roll it, and then we can
Like
start next
guys-
episode with the jump right into it.
Yeah,
I
go
also
with
forgot to
that.
roll. I forgot to roll a thing as well. So
Tuts can plan our inevitable fall next week.
yeah.
It gives
I'm
them
also
time.
kind of hoping to game this. I'm hoping to game the
6. Cool.
So I'm guessing that I'm guessing those crystals are real hot.
Something. Let me
Wait
double
for the
check.
hot to go up.
Do I feel the backlash of this hotness?
So,
Yeah.
And Bishop's reckless.
choose side.
That's my question. Do I feel this like the hotness?
That's an 8-segment clock or a 6-segment clock?
6. And half of it just got filled.
Go great.
Yeah,
Um,
okay. Oh, okay, that's good.
So
This is your
Uh,
fault.
we as yeah, so like we so the like the four of you got
It's
the
okay, guys. It's okay. I'll kill everyone. It's fine.
the four of
That's
you
why we like you.
the four
Yeah.
of you are like, we see you like on like this in like your like makeshift galley or whatever in the ship. Like, okay, cool, we got our plan. Vi floats in holding the mason jar, pretending nothing's wrong, and then just like sets it on a table and is just
Bishop
like
picks it up and picks it up like it's like on fire, and, like holds it kind of away from his body.
it's a little wet for some reason. It's weird.
Why do I want to know?
No.
Okay. Sets it down in front of him.
Yeah, and so we get like a really close shot of this like flash drive inside of this jar with the four of you kind of like standing over looking at it, and then we cut, and then we get like credits, and then we get the after credits scene of 1 second, we find we see like a
By
dark
the way,
room.
we're getting a fucking stealth drive after this, by the way.
Right.
So we come into the after credits scene. We see like a dark room, that's like being lit by a hollow screen. And we see
the
a
homeless
person
man from before.
No, we see like a person like typing at it, and then like you know, like basically it's like a scene in a movie or TV show when it's like the person's typing a bunch of like command line stuff, and it's like, oh wow, that person's a really good hacker, like kind of thing. And like it's just like appearing on the screen as if it, like they're just like click clack click clack click clack, and then we just see a bunch of code, and like we see them like basically this. We realize what's happening when we see like a thing open up, and like it's like they've broken into like the surveillance screening stuff of Sanhandra. And we see like a security cam of Ophi it's like glopping out of that alley, holding onto this little crate. And then the person like
See, aren't you fucking glad I didn't bring the ship there?
the person like reaches over and like pulls a cigar out of an ashtray and like takes a puff of it, and then just says, Rana, start doing a scan for any gels in the system. And then we hear like a woman's voice over like the like over a monitor kind of thing, and like, of course, at once. And then the person like leans back. It's all from like, it's all like a behind shot of them basically. We don't like see their face or anything. And this person just leans back and like takes another puff of the cigar, and then it like pulls back and like cuts out on that.
So
And,
we want to, we're going to cliffhanger this roll, and we're going to roll it right when we come in next session, or do we want to roll it now?
Let's roll it now, and then we can do that.
We can plan our doom.
So, one die for sheer luck. Is this plan particularly bold or daring? You guys are attacking a
yes.
dreadnought. Yes.
It absolutely is.
Is that
And
add a die
we're-
or take away a die?
But
It's add a die.
I would also say it's contingent on some very specific factors.
Yeah,
Yes,
it is.
So down a die.
So down a die. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability to the target or hit them where they're weakest?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think a dreadnought is equipped to deal with a single small fast moving craft.
Sure.
Yeah, we're.
And didn't we already narrate that there is a maintenance hatch in the blind spot of its guns?
Sure.
So
Did any friends or contacts provide insight? I don't think so. I don't think we had anybody come in and talk about that.
No.
No enemies or rivals are going to interfere in this.
Well, thanks, Kelsa.
I don't know. They're
What?
not yet.
Right, not yet.
Not yet.
So no.
It's okay, Kelsey. We don't blame you completely yet.
I'm going to be super
yet.
nice and not just take away a die because you're attacking the hegemony.
That's good.
Because they are really high tier.
We're not attacking technically. We're just
So yeah, let's go with 2.
we're reverse.
Would anyone else like to roll it, or
I can roll it.
okay? 2d6. Let's see how your engagement.
Remember,
goes.
I'm good at role-playing games, guys.
You say that.
You're sure. Here comes the double ones.
Everybody, I just look at my dog real quick. Look at my dog real quick.
I'm gonna get dog.
5. It's risky, so middle of the road. There you go. Awesome.
Come here. No. She ran away.
When that's good luck.
Awesome. Cool. So that is our episode for today, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Got a pretty good glimpse of downtime stuff and did a bunch of character things. And next time we're gonna go straight into this job. So
Yeah.
let's have everybody do some shout outs, some outros, and we can let everyone enjoy the rest of their evening. Pian, how about you start us off?
Hi guys, I'm Pian. I do things on the internet here.
Do we do XP?
Sometimes stream.
We
We
didn't.
did not do XP.
I'm sorry.
Pause. XP.
I want my XP.
I'm sorry, Pierre.
Damn it.
I mean, I
Don't
think
hit
Ian
me.
wants XP too, so I think you're
I'm fine with it.
safe.
All right.
I know I'm first anyway. I didn't really get XP for anything.
I think you got something. You gotta got something for something.
No.
You swatted away your teammate trying to help you. He's like, no, I can do it myself.
Let's see.
That was a belief or a drive, I think.
I think that was
Definitely one for your beliefs or drive, like your belief, drive, heritage, background thing. Yeah, no, not much force or threats. Did you bring up vicious at all?
No.
Okay, yeah, so there's just one for express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Susha, how about you?
Okay, what am I looking at? Stuff. Okay, let me see. Darn it. Which one is? Okay, there's my character sheet. Challenges with insight, compassion, and not really. I went to a acid trip of the way technically.
Basically, yeah.
And I guess Heritage and Drives technically.
Yeah, two for that one, since you were like super intent on like way stuff this episode.
I can't lie. Like, even though I did get a trauma, you don't get a point for the initial trauma, do you?
You got one for last episode for getting it. I'm not sure if it came up at all this episode.
No, like right now I'm starting to get that kind of, maybe the idea of religion isn't what I thought it would be. When you get, when you start opening up to the way and so much data information goes in. It's like,
Yeah, being paranoid. Yeah, take one for that. Being paranoid about your goddess.
Existing.
Yeah.
existing, the idea.
Yeah, so 3
At
for
the
you.
at the same time, your existence is in question.
Yeah.
Damn, Mario.
Bishop, how about you?
Dress challenge with speed or flair. I was flashy at various times.
I have to give it the doctor scene.
Dr. Scene
That's
was good.
true.
Okay, so is that one?
Yeah, I'll say one for that. Like none of those were particularly tough, but you definitely like were flary in a lot of stuff.
My background as a gun runner and
Yeah.
as a hegemony member came up a lot. So
Sure. Yep.
2 for that in theory. I'm not sure if it helped Ophi or not, or it was better for the crew or not that I didn't go help Ophi, because it sounds like it was a good idea to me.
Sure.
But it definitely complicated our relationship.
Definitely crew XP in that one. I know that for sure.
Also,
that friction.
I feel like it was pretty reckless to just like go with this guy and just be like, hey, you're a strange man that might you're a strange man. It's like, hey, we're watching you, and not immediately be like, yo, fuck, I'm out. I feel like that's kind of reckless.
Yeah,
Plus,
one for
I'm
that.
advocating
Yeah.
for us attacking a dreadnought.
If not reckless, it's definitely interesting plot development wise.
Yeah.
'Cause that was definitely one of those scenes you see in the anime that's like, okay, old man, I'll give you a food. Wait a minute, what?
There's
Yeah,
something
yeah, I
else.
think-
There's something else going on.
Yeah. I
There's
think
something else going on there,
So
but
yeah, one for me first, 2, and then so 4 total for you. And And then
Wait, 4 total for
4 total,
okay.
yeah.
Sweet.
And then
A
Ophi.
ding.
Okay. A tough challenge with charm or audacity. I don't really think so. I mean, I didn't really have very many tough challenges, and I don't feel like I was particularly charming or audacious, unless you want to count lying to our good friend the taxi driver
I'm all
about
good.
I
what
think
was
that
in the
situation of
bag,
you
and
I think one for the whole situation of you deciding to like find something illegal and buy it and hopefully sell it, and like
Yeah.
you're like actively trying to hide it. And yeah, I think one for that.
I guess I didn't get to make this very clear because there was a lot of stuff going on right when it was happening, and we kind of faded away from that scene before I finalized it. Is, you know, I wanted to leave a tip for the guy. He's like, no, I can't accept a tip, but like there was like a cred chip there on the back seat.
Sure.
When I left, so I want to make sure that that's clear that there was a tip left, even if he theoretically couldn't keep it.
Sure.
Possibly even like tucked into like his coat pocket or something.
Mm-hmm.
You just see the slime.
Yeah. Let's see. Did the express beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? Yeah. I mean, I think there was a bit of that going on.
As much.
Yeah.
As much.
Totally.
I think that was two. There was quite a bit of that going on.
Yeah.
Struggle issues from your vice or trauma during this session. I was trying to play up the paranoid a little bit there, but especially that's part of why I'm doing this side job, is because of my paranoia, and that's why I'm not telling anybody that I'm doing it.
Sure, one for that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, 4?
Crew. Didn't do any extraction or bounty. You're not contending with challenges above your current station yet. You definitely will get that for next episode. I'll say taking on the job is daring. So yeah, like one for bolstering your crew's reputation.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you're like telling the Veil, like, yes, we are willing to do this, and you can count on us. Like, yeah, definitely a thing.
Believe in me that believes in you.
And then, of course, 2 for the last one.
All that friction, man.
So I'll mark that for you guys.
Me and
Actually,
Florian
I know
did
what
a
I'm gonna
side
take.
mission.
Alrighty, cool. So now we have done XP. Thank you for reminding us, Dom. And Pian, would you please resume your outro?
You can find me here on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Wednesdays for Longfall, and Saturdays for Magic Dance. That's pretty much me.
Awesome. Yeah. Kelsa, how about you?
Hello, I'm Kelsa. You can find me on the internet. Here on Twitch and YouTube, it's Kelsa Delphi, and on Twitter, it's even easier, at Kelsa. I always tweet about stuff when I'm going live and random other things, and sometimes pictures of my cats. I am currently on 6 shows a week right now, again. It's pretty exciting, it's pretty fun, it's pretty crazy. I'm here Wednesdays and Saturdays, just like PM, for both those shows. On Thursdays, I've got 2 shows, one with RP Glory in the morning and one with Henley in the evening. On Fridays, on my own channel, I'm running a Burning Wheel game called Harvest Valley, and it's about farming and harvest goddesses. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. And Saturdays, I'm here, obviously, and at 5 p.m. Pacific in about an hour, I'm going to be over on AP Gaming Rules channel for Winter's Edge, which is a D&D game. So learn more about that by following me in the places. I always host when I'm on other people's shows. And yeah, that's me.
Cool. Dom, how about you?
Hey, I'm Smooth Mage. People call me Dom. I do different games, and I'm on a lot of forums online. Play a lot of miniature games, a lot of independent games like Darkest Dungeon and stuff like that. Big Hearthstone fan. Love me some Overwatch. Love the new mode, Death Battles, because it's a lot quicker and it's kind of direct. Even if you don't have the 30 points to win at the end, whoever had the highest is kind of just clicks over, which is nice. Definitely a fun mode. You can go in and just shoot each other and not worry about the objective over the playlord. Yeah, just like hanging out with people and having a good time. And oh yeah, my friend Pondo started a new play by post, playing as Bar Snow. I know nothing, and I'm super awkward, half orc. And I try to talk to people, and it never works out well because he's technically only 14, even though he's built like a linebacker, like most half orcs that are starting off. It's definitely fun to play. I'm trying to
Awesome.
make an archer build, and everybody's like, go up and hit him with an axe, but I got this crossbow, and I'm really good at using it.
Cool. And Michael, how about you?
Hi everyone, I'm Michael Owen. I am the founder and lead game designer for SwiftCat Design. I designed The Circle, which is a weird game about people who have incredible power and don't fully understand how it works. It's made without the bullshit. It is also Liz Pian's favorite game, endorsed by Liz Pian. If you want to see it in play, you can check it out on Play to Find Out The Circle, which is a completed series. I am also the GM for Longfall, a Play to Find Out show where we play as cops in the flying city of Okewando. I am also one of the resident DMs and one of the faction leaders for Doghouse RP, which is Pitbull's play-by-post D&D server. I also have written several other games. If you want to find out more, you can follow me at MTO All Pro, and I tweet about random stuff all the time. And you can find a link to my Discord there.
Awesome. Rock on. And yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for hanging out with us, checking out some Scum and Villainy. Obviously, if you want to go check that out, it's over on Drive-Thru. Obviously, you should also pick up Blades, the game it's based on, because they're both amazing and cool.
Ooh, special edition book.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone here should sub to Tux.
I mean, if you want to. You don't have to, obviously.
You should.
I already did that.
Thank you.
Oh yeah,
Yes, I already did.
I'm greatly appreciate that.
I need to do that.
If you want to, it's obviously there. You get some cool emotes and stuff. And it
Snake
is very
boy!
supportive.
Snake boy!
And yeah, I'd like to do more stuff with it. I've got ideas, but I need to, time and schedules. But yeah, hopefully that'll be something in the future. But yeah, so thanks again. Have a good day, and come check out more role-playing stuff if you like it. See you later.
See ya.